Hi, hope you're all well. It's Duncan here from NFS, National Fire and Security in New Zealand. We've got branches in Christchurch, where I am, and also up in Auckland, where the main office is. You can also visit our website, www.nfs.co.nz, for all your security, alarm and intercom needs. You'll find everything there. So today I'm going to be talking about Acusense cameras and the configuration of Acusense cameras, which is going to be following on from the first video I did where I did the unboxing of a 2386 Hikvision camera, Acusense camera. Then we did a Q&A with Hikvision on what Acusense is and some of the features and the benefits. Now going to do the configuration, which is very straightforward indeed, and then finally I'm going to do the lifeguard, which will pull it all together. And the lifeguard function, if you remember, is where you have a Hikvision NVR and the Acusense camera, and effectively you have an alarm and a CCTV system all in one, and you can arm in and disarm it from the Hik Connect arm. So really nice feature that indeed. So without further ado, we'll go to doing the configuration. As I mentioned, I've actually upgraded to Windows 11, which comes with Microsoft Edge. Doesn't come with Internet Explorer installed. This is not a problem with all modern cameras, because Hikvision for quite some time have been using HTML6, which is fantastic. Works with Chrome, works with Internet Edge. Microsoft Edge, if you like. However, if you're an installer, you go to a site and they've got older cameras, older firmware installed on there, and you need to connect to those, and you have to download and install the ActiveX plugin, via Internet Explorer. There's a useful feature within Edge where if you click on these three dots here, you can reload in Internet Explorer mode, and basically that will create an Internet Explorer experience for you within Microsoft Edge, which is really, really useful. If you don't see that option there, if you click on the settings and it's in default browser, this is where you switch it on from. You can just click that to allow, and then it will restart the browser and that option will be there. So that's quite handy. If you use Chrome, with Chrome, what I'd recommend is a plugin which you can get. They call them extensions. Basically, you can go to the Chrome store and there's a plugin called IE Tab, which you can download. It's free. So and effectively, when you click on that, that gives you, again, same sort of thing as sort of an Internet Explorer experience within Chrome. So that's useful to know. Right, so I'm just going to log into my recorder and we'll do the configuration from there. So this is a 7 series i7608, so it's an i-series recorder that I've got here. This is the camera I'll be configuring, so we've got it mounted up on the wall now. Down here is a virtual channel. I'm going to be doing another video on virtual channel because I think it's one of the best kept secrets that Hikvision have. It's a wonderful feature. It's a little known feature, but you can configure this and set this up and customize it, and yeah, it's really great. I love this, so I'm going to do a little video on the virtual channel. So yeah, keep an eye out for that one coming up. I also have my cameras start up by default, and the way to do that is if you go into configuration and local. Local is your browser, basically. It's nothing to do with programming the NVR or the camera. It's your browser. It's on your computer, and so I have Auto Start Live View enabled. I think it's set to no by default, and the other one I have enabled is rules, and those are the little boxes. So when it detects an object, it will put a green box around it, so you know that your rules are working, and you can see the detection areas and line crossing boxes as well. So we will configure Acusense. Now, Acusense, if you remember, was the AI chip that's built into Acusense cameras, a separate little chip. So all the learning, all the technology has been done on supercomputers, and then they've compressed that and put it onto an actual physical chip, which is embedded within the camera. And it's able to define the difference between objects, whether they're human or whether they're vehicles. So it's very, very useful when we use it with events. Now, you can have Acusense switched on with motion, so we can enable motion detection and dynamic analysis, and you can see here detection target human or vehicle, and that's the Acusense technology. Now, you can just switch it off, so you can just have vehicle detection, or you could just have human detection. Most people will have both switched on. So we've enabled it here. The next thing we need to do is just draw our area. In the old days, you had to draw a grid, and but nowadays we have this box that we can dynamically draw, which is a lot more accurate. So you just left click mouse click when you want to drop a point, and then when you've finished doing all your points, you basically just do a right mouse click, and that will stop you from just complete the box if you like. So there's our box. Sensitivity speaks for itself. You can obviously adjust that. Yeah, so that's it. We'll save that here. The only other thing we need to look at is arming schedule. I leave that as 24/7. Linkage method, notify surveillance center. That's your Hype Connect, of course. And then you've got light and sound here. I'm just going to switch on light. When we come to do the lifeguard function, we'll have that function switched off because it's controlled via the Hype Connect app. So yeah, but for now I'll just have the light enabled. So click on save there. If I was using sound, up here you've got audible alarm output, and it allows you to define what sound you want. So these are all pre-built in. You can also upload your own sound into the system as well. So if that's your yeah, if you wish to do that. So yeah, you can define how many times it's going to repeat, how loud you want it to be, etc. So yeah, once you've as I say, I'm not going to be using that, but that's where you would set that. The other one you've got is the light, strobe light, which I am going to be using. So you've got flashing duration. I'm just going to have it just switching on. I'm not going to have it flashing. I'm just going to have it just switch on and illuminate, just so I can see it coming on and off. And I can do the duration it comes on for from there. So you can upload your own custom audio event. To do that, you have to connect to the camera and upload the audio file to the camera, and then you'll be able to select it as one of your events here. So the way to do that is basically you go to your camera management, select the camera. I've got my hyperlink switched on here, which incidentally, if you need to know how to switch those on, if you just go to advanced settings, and there's a tick box under other, and just enable virtual host, and that gives you the hyperlink so that you can connect to the cameras, which is quite handy if they're plugged into the PoE ports. But even if they're not, it gives you a hyperlink, so you can easily connect to find the camera you want and connect directly to it. So here's my camera. If I click on that, I can now log into the camera directly. Go to configuration. Go to event, audible alarm output, and here you see I've got custom audio, which we didn't have under the NVR. So if I select custom audio, and then I can upload my file from there. I think it has to be a WAV file, but if you click on add, it does sort of tell you. There you go. So you browse your file. It has to be a WAV mono file and meet those criteria. You give it a name, and then you'll be able to select that named file from the drop down within the NVR. So that's the way you do a custom audio file. It's from the camera itself. Okay, so back to the NVR and events. So that was basically that was motion setup. So the other two events that you can enable are smart events, so things like intrusion detection, line crossing. So if I do intrusion detection, what I generally do is use intrusion for people detection and line crossing for vehicles, but you can use them for both. The reason I use one and the other is because I then have it going to NX Witness, and NX Witness will create a bookmark when it detects an intrusion event, which I've already configured as a person or human. So if you want details how to do that, just leave a message in the comment. I'm happy to do a video on how to configure that. So let's enable intrusion detection, which is ticked. The next thing I need to do is draw an area. Now, unlike motion detection, intrusion detection is a box. So same principle, left mouse click and you draw your box like so. But it is just the 4 points. You've now got minimum size and maximum size. So the objects that we're detecting has to be between the sizes of these two boxes. Threshold, how long a person has to be within the box before it triggers the alarm. So typically if somebody's walking through, it won't trigger, but if they linger in there for more than 6 seconds, or you can adjust it right up to 10, then it's going to trigger an alarm. So, and sensitivity speaks for itself. So click save on that. Should get save succeeded pop up down here. There we go. And you can see that's one there. Now if I wanted to draw another box, I could go to my second region and draw another area. So maybe I wanted another area round here, maybe I could do that. And same thing, have it detecting humans, and click on save on that. So that's my intrusion detection enabled. I'm in schedule, leave is 24/7. Linkage method, same as I did for motion. I can have it notify surveillance center, which is effectively Hike Connect or Hike Central if you've got that installed. I'm going to have it triggering my light and trigger recording. So save on that. And the next one I'm going to do is line crossing. And this will be for my vehicle. So just enable line crossing. You can see there's my two boxes for, because I've got the VCA rules enabled under local. So you can see my two boxes are there. So I'm going to have this configured for vehicles. I'm going to draw my area. So it just pops up a line for me. You can configure whether you want it to detect in both directions or one direction, what that direction should be. And it's going to be vehicles, sensitivity, and again I can draw my minimum size and my maximum size there. I can click save on that. And arming schedule, linkage method, notify surveillance center, trigger my light and trigger recording. So that's good. And I'm just going to do a second line as well, because they can come in, vehicles can come in this direction as well. So I'm going to draw another line. So you can see my first line is already there. This is my second line. I'll just trigger it from here to here, again for vehicles, sensitivity, and click save on that. I should get save succeeded, pop up in the bottom. Okay, arming schedule 24/7, linkage method, notify surveillance center, yeah, the same as before. So that's all good to know. And that is Acusense configured. So that is it. That's all my Acusense. The only thing now to do is really show you it working and look at some of the playback footage. So I'll go back to my live view and I'll trigger off some recording and put that into the video. Okay, so I've come outside and I should be walking around. Now the Acusense camera I've got set up is up on the building here. It's this one on the corner. So as I walk in front of it, you should see the light come on, and there it is. There's the light come on, so it's obviously detected me, and I'm lingering in the detection zone. So when I do play back, we should see it go red on the detection zone. So thankfully, it's if I go into the recorder, it's seen me and it's detected me as human. If I click on play on the live analytics, there's me walking around outside. So that seems to have worked. If I go on notifications up here, I can see that all my events are working. So I've got all my line crossing and intrusion events here, and I can click on any one of those and click on play, and I can see there's my line crossing, which I configured as vehicle. So that's good as well. And I've got basic events here as well, which is the motion detection. So that's it for Acusense, nice and easy. Hope that's been helpful to you, and look forward to seeing you on the next video.